In this video, Ballet 2 of the How to Teach Ballet series, Juan Sanchez will continue to build upon the exercises set forth in Ballet 1. What makes Juan so special as a teacher is his ability to break down all of these exercises piece by piece, teaching proper mechanics, and then build them back up again so that your students get the proper technique all the way through their dance education. And now here's Juan Sanchez with Ballet 2.
Hi, my name is Juan Sanchez. Welcome to Ballet video number 2, How to Teach Ballet Level 2. Now in this exercise video for our ballet bar, you will notice that the exercises are going to be a little bit more complicated, but we need to have that so that the dancer can develop stamina and strength. Now for our first exercise, once again we're going to start facing the bar, just so that the dancer can become centered and feel their turnout on both legs. Why feel their turnout? Because we need to turn out in ballet. Ballet is based on turnout. Now, in this next exercise, what we will do is we will take and break down the leg into different pieces so that we get to warm up each piece individually without having to do the demi-pliés first. Now, we're going to still start facing the bar in first position, and we'll take prepare 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We are going to alternate legs so that the dancer can feel either supporting leg rotating and turning out. Now before we start, let's make sure those abdominal muscles are lifted, the kneecaps are pulled up so that we're not letting the legs relax, and with the abdominals pulled up, I can rotate and turn out, and I won't stick out my popo. And 1, 2, metatarsal 3, flex the ankle 4, press through the metatarsal 5, toes 6, demi-plie 7, straighten 8, circle the ankle 1, circle the ankle 2, turn in 3, turn out 4, you want to emphasize more turn out, half point 5, close 6, demi-plie, and straighten. Left leg 1, point 2, toes 3, flex the ankle 4, stretch to the metatarsal 5, toes 6, demi-plie 7, straighten 8, circle 1, circle 2, turn in 3, more turn out, and toes, close in first, demi-plie, and straighten. Now the exercise will be done front with the right leg, front with the left leg, side with the right leg, side with the left leg. Repeat back, right, back, left, right to the side, right to the left, which is called en croix. Now I will demonstrate the exercise for you. Our next exercise is the demi and grand plie series. Of course, it can be the first exercise that you do at the bar, but since we've already done a preparation at the bar, now our next exercise will be the plie series. Now, pay particular close attention to one area, and that is right here in the hip area. You want this hip area to remain absolutely flat on the demi-pliés and grand pliés, or even the élevés and relevés. The more flat this area is in the dancer, the more you can tell if the dancer is using the right sets of muscles to maintain his or her turnout. Don't forget about the abdominals, making sure that they are lifted. If they are not lifted, the dancer is going to pike, and they're not going to be able to use as much turnout as they possibly have. Now follow me in this next exercise. We will start in second position, facing the bar. And we prepare 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We'll take a demi-plie 1 and 2, up 3 and 4, left arm 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Make sure the elbows lifted, not dropped, and 8. Demi-plie 1 and 2, up 3 and 4, and right arm and 6 and 7 and 8. Feel the turnout in the grand plie. 3, 4. In second position grand plie, you do not lift the heels. We keep the heels pressed down. Come up 7 and 8. Elevate 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Tendu, close first. Demi-plie 1 and 2. Left arm over, come up and through the front. Demi-plie, straighten, right arm up and through and up and place. Beautiful, slow grand plie, making sure we don't hunch over, making sure we don't arch the popo. Keep right in place, press the heels down immediately, come up and elevate and balance. Look for that flatness in the hip area. Demi-plie, stretch up, tendu, fourth position. Before we go on to fourth position, let's discuss fourth position a little bit because we didn't get to touch on it in the Ballet 1 video. Now, depending on the level of the dancer, there are two different types of fourth position. Now, we have the beginner fourth position, which will come right opposite first position. Boom. Now, as the dancer becomes more and more advanced, we want to work with a crossed position. So we'll start in first position, and we'll take tendu and cross it over to fourth position so that we are directly opposite fifth position. We will take it directly opposite first position. So let me turn around again, and we're in fourth position. Now, the exercise will change a little bit because of the fact that we are going to add a first part of a forward cambre. We will still take a demi-plie and straighten. Demi-plie and straighten. Now lift the abdominals so that as you come forward, you don't want to press back. You want to stay forward on both legs into a complete flat back. Use your abdominals to bring the body back up. And take your grand plie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 6. Tendu. Close fifth. Same thing again. Demi-plie, gorgeous diamond-shaped position in the legs, and straighten. Demi-plie and straighten. Now lift up before you go forward and flat back. 6, 7, 8. Lift the abdominals. 2, 3, 4, and grand plie. 6, 7, and 8. Elevate 1, 2, arm, 3, arm, 4, balance 5, balance 6, plie 7 and 8, and finish. Let me give you a tip on cambre to the side. You take and you have to lift up first, then you reach. Now notice as the palm turns, so does the head. We have to make sure that the inside of the palm of the hand is going to stay right in the center at the top of your head. You cambre forward without pushing away from the bar. See how I let go of my hips out to the side? It feels good, but it's off center. If I let go, I'm going to fall. So make sure that we stay on top of the legs. We have to come back up to center and then open the arm. Same thing if you're going to turn and cambre away from the bar. You reach out, you come up through center, and then you cambre over. Make sure you don't press sideways on those hips. All the way, and come back to center and open. Why do we not let the hips get involved in any of the cambres? Because eventually we will do these cambres on releve, and for girls, eventually they will do it on point. And if we allow the hips to move, we're not going to be able to bend that much at all. Now in ballet level 2, we want to make sure that we start to develop the feet muscles. So therefore, we need to really think about using the feet muscles not only from the instep part of the foot, which is here, but also the arch and also the metatarsal, which eventually helps us to stay on releve, which eventually helps us to go all the way up to full point. Now, we're going to start with this exercise in first position. And eventually, as the dancer gets stronger and stronger, we will start it in fifth position. We'll take 1 to the demi-point, 2 to the full point, 3 to the demi-point, reach out. Now make sure that heel goes forward. Let me show you what happens if the heel does not go forward. We still have demi-point 1. We still have full point 2. We go back to the demi-point 3. Now watch when I don't lead with my heel. See, my leg is completely turned and rotated in. Of course, ballet wants us to be rotated and turned out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, demi-point, full point, demi-point, close. 1, 2, 3, 4, demi-point, full point, demi-point, close. 1, 2, 3, 4, demi-point. Don't drop the heel. Keep the heel lifted. Full point, demi-point, close. Demi-plie, heels up, stretch the knees, roll down. Demi-plie, heels up, stretch the knees, roll down, finish. Our next set of exercise is a faster tendu. We did a slow tendu, and prior to that we did a demi-plie. Why a faster tendu? So that we can work on timing and that the student can develop that sense of musicality. With that sense of musicality still comes the technical part of the barre exercise, which is still going through the feet. Now let's take back, for instance, this exercise where we went demi-point and demi-point heel down. Wouldn't you say that this is what the dancer does on the way up to a jump, and then on the way back down, the dancer has to go toes, ball, heel into demi-plie. So we have to keep that in mind no matter what, even if we are absolutely warming up at the barre. The exercise is as follows. We prepare 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Demi-point 1, full point 2, to coupe devant, half point, close fifth. Tendu devant, close fifth. Tendu devant, close fifth. Demi-point, full point to coupe devant, demi-point, close fifth. Tendu à la seconde, close fifth. Tendu à la seconde, close fifth. Demi-point, to coupe derrière, demi-point, close fifth. Tendu derrière, close fifth. Tendu derrière, close fifth. Tendu and demi-plie, sous-sous. Tendu and demi-plie, sous-sous. Tendu and demi-plie, sous-sous, demi-plie, and straighten. We're going to take a cambre completely all the way forward, making sure first that you go through the flat back and making sure that on the way back up, you hit that flat back once again. So let's continue. And cambre forward, making sure you have the flat back, and then round the back over. Now go through the flat back, come up. Now we're going to take a cambre to the back. I want to see the eyes looking directly past the elbows. Shoulder pressed down, abdominals lifted so that the legs may rotate and turn out. Make sure as the dancer lifts up and travels to the back that he or she does not press those hips forward and bends in the knee area. You want to make sure, again, it's an isolation of the back against the legs. They cambre all the way to the back. Notice also, I'm going to move my arm for a second. Notice also that my focus is still towards that elbow, not up towards the ceiling, which gets this action. This breaks the line of the back. You want to be sure that, once again, as the dancer lifts up to go over, that they maintain that solid, rounded position, not once again, let me move my arm, a broken position. And come up and finish. Before we start the exercise, let me go over the directions once again. When we go to the front, it's referred to as devant. Anything moving forward, we will refer to as devant. When you go to the side, it is referred to à la seconde. So any movements that travel to the side will be referred to as à la seconde. When we go to the back, we will refer to movement as derrière, tendu derrière in this case, or it can be dégagé derrière, or as in the exercise, we are doing coupé derrière, close fit. Now you've noticed that in the past exercise, and including in this exercise, I've done not a complete en croix set. I've done front, I've done side, and I've done back, but I didn't go to the side again. Why? Because I would like the dancer to think and use their heads constantly at the bar. So therefore, like in this exercise, instead of doing the same exercise we did here, da-da-dum, ba-ba-bum, bum, 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 we're not going to repeat it to the side. We're going to do something different to get their energy at a different level. Plie, sous-sous, plie, sous-sous, plie, sous-sous, demi-plie. Not only does that get them to use their brains, but it also helps the dancer to develop a different sense of rhythm. Now we will demonstrate the exercise with music. Our next exercise at the bar is dégages. Dégages, of course, means to lift off the floor, or my favorite, I like to say brush off the floor. Now with dégages, we're going to add several other elements at the bar so that they will help us to articulate our movements in the center. With the first exercise, we're going to do pas de cheval. Now, pas de cheval is called step of the horse. Pas de cheval will involve a coupé and a développé, either to dégagé or to tendu. Of course, we can do that devant or à la seconde or derrière. Now, what makes pas de cheval different from just coupé tendu is a scooping action that happens to the foot. Scoop out, close. Scoop out, close. Scoop out, close. The next element that we're going to use in our dégagé exercise is called enveloppé, which is the exact opposite of pas de cheval. Enveloppé means to fold. So we're going to brush, fold, close. Brush, fold, close. Brush, fold, close. So we have pas de cheval, which is out and close, out and close, out and close. We have enveloppé, which is out, in, close, out, in, close, out, in, close. Now our third element that we're going to use is going to be piqué. Piqué has two different meanings though. It means to stab. So if we're in the center and we're going to do a piqué to attitude, we're going to stab the floor. Where at the bar, a piqué simply means to rebound, close, rebound, close. Now I will demonstrate the exercise for you. The next exercise in our class for the barre will be rond de jambe. Rond de jambe is a movement that helps to maintain turnout not only on one leg, but on both legs. Therefore, we need to always think of both legs rotating and turning out at the same time, whether we are going rond de jambe en dehors, or whether we're going rond de jambe en dedans. Now, in this exercise, I've combined several elements to it. We're going to add a chassé tendu, which is as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can also be done derrière. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, with those elements in mind, we still have other elements that we can add to rond de jambe. We always talk about using those inside leg muscles. They are the hardest muscles to get the dancer to first understand, secondly, to activate. Well, this exercise, envelope, which we did in the previous exercise, now we get to do it a little bit higher. Now we get to really use those inside leg muscles. Now, as I demonstrate the exercise, I'll bring out the other points that I would like for you to follow. We still prepare 5 and 6, 7, and 8. We will take a demi-plie 1, chassé 2. Now the tendu part is the part that transfers the weight to the front leg, in this case, tendu. We get to lift the leg off the floor. Now right here, if I were to place my 2 fingers behind my knee, as I fold my leg into the coupe position, I can't let go of my fingers anymore. Well, I let go now, but you shouldn't be able to because your inside leg muscles are completely activated. If we were to take the same thing with a higher leg, all the way up, fold, bend, 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 now I really have locked my fingers in there. I've activated everything from my Achilles through the back of my calf muscle, the back of my knee, and the inside of my leg, which is the hamstring muscle. Now let's continue. We've finished. Let's start here. How's that? Demi-plie 1, chassé 2, tendu 3, pass through first 4, lift slightly, plie 5, stretch up 6, développé into plie 7 and 8. We will repeat the whole exercise again, derrière. We take our demi-plie 1, chassé 2, tendu 3, pass through first 4, lift slightly into coupe demi-plie 5, retiré 6, plie développé 7, tendu 8. Now we get to the part where both legs must turn out. Front, side, back, first. Devant, derrière, devant, derrière. Front, side, back, close. Devant, derrière, devant, derrière, close first. This is your chance at this part of the exercise when you are teaching your class, whether you would like to either continue the exercise with the rond de jambes en dedans, or you can also take the exercise completely from the top, starting in 5th and starting with your demi-plie, chassé, tendu, pass through first. Now, for our purpose, for our exercise, since this is how to teach beginning ballet 2, we're going to go immediately with the rond de jambes en dedans. I will continue the exercise with a series of beautiful round cambres, and they are as follows. The cambres will also hit 4 different points in our circular cambre. You must hit a forward cambre, a side cambre, a back cambre, and a side cambre. Or if we really want to be fancy, a cambre devant, a cambre à la seconde, a cambre derrière, a cambre à la seconde. Now I will demonstrate the exercise for you. next exercise is called frappe. Frappe, if you remember, means to strike the floor. It also will help us in the center to push off the floor. Why will it do that? In frappe, the position is here, which is similar to demi-plie. When we strike the floor, the leg completely stretches. Likewise, when we jump, we're also going to be able to press and push off the floor like in frappe. I will demonstrate the exercise for you. We will start in 5th position. Prepare 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Coupe, retiré, tendu, and flex. Brush, brush, double, double 5th. Coupe, retiré, tendu, flex. Brush, brush, double, double 5th. Coupe, retiré, tendu, flex. Brush, brush, double, double 5th. Coupe, retiré, tendu, flex. Single, single, double, double 5th. Finish. Our next exercise will consist of 2 very similar movements. One is called Fondue, where both legs will bend at the same time and they will both stretch at the same time. The other similar movement is called développer, which means to unfold. To unfold the leg, we must come either through coupe or through retiré, which is where we are going to take it from, to unfold the leg and close. In the fondue, teachers, I want you to pay particular close attention to the legs in the demi-plie. You want to make sure that both knees are pressing to the side. The fondue, the leg must go through attitude before the supporting leg even starts to move, so that this gives enough ample time for both knees to stretch. Now, in the développé, you want to make sure that the dancer must immediately attach the foot to the supporting leg, paint a line up the supporting leg, and then unfold the leg out with lots of energy going out, reaching to tendu before you close 5th. I will demonstrate the exercise for you now. Our next exercise is called grand battement. Grand battement is a thrusting of the leg either devant, à la seconde, or derrière. Eventually, we will be able to see grand battement in grand jeté. We will be able to see grand battement on point, and we will be able to see a grand battement in turns à la seconde. For our exercise today, we will do as follows. We'll start in 5th position, prepare 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Brush, close 5th. Brush, close 5th. Plie, retiré, and lower the leg. Brush, close fifth. Brush, close fifth. Plie, retire, and lower the leg. Brush, close fifth. Brush, close fifth. Plie, retire, and lower the leg. Brush, close fifth. Brush, close fifth. Plie, retire, lower the leg. Finish. Now we take the dancers off the bar and bring them into the center. We have to start to formulate the center exercises so that the dancer can once again feel that lift and that rotation in the legs with exercises that are similar to those at the bar. As we continue with our exercises, let's add a glissade. Glissade means to glide along the floor. There are two different ways to execute glissade. Today, we're going to execute the glissade that glides along the floor. When we have a glissade that is placed in petit allegro or grand allegro, the glissade will glide off the floor. Let me show you a glissade that glides along the floor. We start in fifth position. We take a demi-plie. Each glissade starts in demi-plie. You reach out with the leg that's in front. You transfer your weight all to the other side. You close in fifth and you straighten. That is a glissade. Remember, it starts in plie. You extend the front leg. You transfer all your weight to the other side. You close fifth in demi-plie and straighten. We'll continue with the exercise as follows. Start in fifth position and tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, demi-plie, reach, transfer, close, straighten, demi, reach, transfer, close, straighten, tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, tendu, close fifth, demi-plie, reach, transfer, close, straighten, demi, reach, transfer, close, straighten, finish. Our next exercise builds strength, it builds stamina, and it also allows the dancer to have absolutely wonderful sense of style and musicality. Adagio. Now, in this Adagio that we will do today, we will incorporate, like in Ballet Video 1, we will have arabesque number 1, arabesque number 2, and arabesque number 3. The exercise will be as follows. Start in fifth position. Now, I will mark it with you so that I may explain to you all the different mechanics that make this Adagio work. You want to go up through coupe, up to retire. You will release the leg into a développé, into demi-plie. Tendu, close fifth. You will take a slight pivot in demi-plie to the effacé line. Now notice in effacé line, my legs are uncrossed. Now I'm going to go ahead and straighten and show you the difference between croisé, where my legs are crossed, and effacé, where the legs are open. Once again, croisé and effacé. I will start again. We have coupé 1, retiré, développé to croisé devant, close fifth. Pivot to effacé, chassé, tendu to first arabesque. Now, if your dancers are not ready to lift the leg off the floor, keep it in tendu. If they're ready, on the demi-plie, lift, pas de bourrée, and straighten. Now you're ready to repeat it to the left side. Coupé, retiré, développé to croisé devant, tendu, close fifth. Pivot, chassé through the effacé line to first arabesque. You may either stay in tendu or lift on the demi-plie, pas de bourrée. That covers arabesque number 1. Arabesque number 2 will be followed by this. Coupé, retiré, développé, to croisé derrière, close fifth. Pivot, open those legs, chassé, reach to second arabesque. Let me show you first arabesque. Now, second arabesque. Plié, pas de bourrée. Coupé, retiré, développé, tendu, close fifth. And pivot, chassé, tendu, lift, plié, pas de bourrée, plié, 8. Now for the next set, we're going to add a tombe, pas de bourrée to the right. Another tombe, pas de bourrée to the left. A third tombe, pas de bourrée to fourth. We're going to take, of course, a ande or pirouette, up, land, pass through first position, chassé tendu to third arabesque, pass through first, tendu, close fifth. And tombe, pas de bourrée, plié. And tombe, pas de bourrée, plié. And tombe, pas de bourrée to fourth. Now remember, go up and balance. Plié, chassé through, and pass through first, finish. Next in class, we're going to work on pirouettes. This time, though, we're going to work on en-dedans pirouettes. Now, en-dedans pirouettes are a little bit different. They're going to go towards the direction of the supporting leg, as opposed to pirouettes en dehors, which go away from the supporting leg. Now, there's two versions of en-dedans pirouette. The first version, you will need to go directly up to the supporting leg. Version number 2, you will need to brush through second position and up to the supporting leg as you do your pirouette. Now, we will first try these without any rotation whatsoever. Why no rotation whatsoever? Simply because we want the dancer to understand that they first must go up in a pirouette. Without the going up in a pirouette, the pirouette is just going to spin totally out of control. Let's go and show you the exercise now. We're going to start fifth position, croisé. Remember, croisé is legs crossed. If the audience is looking at you, they see a crossed-legged position. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, fifth. Plie, pas bourré, plie, pas bourré. And 1, 2, up, fifth. Plie, pas bourré, plie, pas bourré. Now the one that brushes through second. 1, 2, and up, fifth. Plie, pas bourré, fifth. Plie, pas bourré, fifth. Plie. 1, 2, and up, fifth. Plie, pas bourré, plie, pas bourré, plie, finish. Now, in the next version, we actually get to use the rotating action. Now, you may be asking, how are we going to teach our students to rotate? Well, remember, the first and foremost is the balance. Now, there are 3 other things that we need to use in the pirouette. The first is we need to push off the back leg to push us onto the supporting leg. For instance, I need to use my back leg to push me onto my front leg. Now, the second thing that we want to make sure that we use is the fact that we have these wonderful things called arms. Now, the arms have to get from this position to this position. That motion of coming into first position is going to help us also in the rotation. Third and final is the use of your head. If you remember from Ballet 1, we were able to use a simple exercise, which we'll do for you again here, in getting the student to use their head in spotting. Here we go. It starts off facing parallel to the front. You're going to look and let the body follow. 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 So remember, we have 3 things that will help us in the pirouette. But before 3, we have that very, very first one, which is the pulling up in that balance. The second is going to be the pushing off the back leg onto the front leg. Well, let's say that actually the third is going to be the use of your arms, bringing them in to first position. And then let's say the fourth is going to be the use of your head, which we call spotting. Now we're going to do the version of the exercise with the actual rotation. Now, we just finished doing a pirouette sequence that's basically, it stayed in place. Next, we're going to take a pirouette combination which travels across the floor. Now, our first step that we're going to use in our combination is called balancé. Balancé means to fall and recover. Fall and recover. And balancé is usually done on a time signature of 3/4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's take a look at balancé. We're going to start either with the leg in front or with the leg in back. Either way, the first leg, whether front or back, is going to fall. The second leg is going to come behind, push back, push front. Reach, tombe, push back, push front. Reach, tombe, push back, front. Reach, tombe, push back, front. Arms can be different. Third position, fourth position, fourth position. Whichever you happen to be working on, that's what you should use. Now, our next step in our series of traveling pirouette is called soutenu. Basically, soutenu will start in fifth. Tendu, tombe, cross, soutenu, plie. Watch again to the other side. Tendu, tombe, cross, soutenu, demi, plie. Now, so we did balancé, we did soutenu. The next set in our sequence of traveling turns is chaîné. Now remember, back in ballet tape number 1, we did chaîné. Up, 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 plie, straighten. The next sequence is going to be tombe, pas de bourrée. Tombe means to fall. Pas de bourrée means small steps. Up, 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 up. Okay, now next you have tombe, pas de bourrée. We are ready for an onde or pirouette, just like in the Adagio. We go up, land, up, close fifth. Let's mark the combination and put all those beautiful steps together. And balancé, balancé, soutenu, plie. And balancé, balancé, soutenu, plie. Chaîné, 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 tombe, pas de bourrée, single, double, triple pirouettes, whatever you happen to be working on. Land, up, close fifth. Now, of course, to make sure that we have the beautiful side on the left, we will mark it to the left. Dancers must always do every single step either right or left. We don't want to develop dancers with uneven technique. And balancé, and balancé, and soutenu, plie. Chaîné, 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 tombe, pas de bourrée, up, land, close fifth. In our next series of combinations, we're going to show you how to do 3 different types of changements. The first changement will be from the Russian school, which we call the Russian changement. We start off in 5th position. Now, the mechanics of this changement is you first plie just like every changement. You're going to jump up into the air. At the top of the jump, you will switch legs and then come down. Now, the next changement comes from the Bournonville technique. The Bournonville technique starts off in 5th position, just like every changement. It ends in 5th position, like every changement. But the only difference is the legs will open out to a 2nd position in the air, like this. The third changement that you will learn today is from the Italian school. In the Italian school, they do 2 forms of changements. One, which is what we're used to, and the other, you take both insoles of the feet, you touch them together, and then you change feet, like this. Here is the combination that we will work on. Tombe, parabure, Russian, Russian, tombe, parabure, Danish, Danish, tombe, parabure, Italian, Italian, Russian, Russian, Danish, Italian. Now remember, as we get to do this combination, you first must do the Russian changement, which comes from the Vaganova technique. The second changement is from the Bournonville technique, which we call Danish changement. And the third comes from the Italian school, which we call the Cecchetti method. I will demonstrate the combination with music. Follow me. Now, in our next set of jumps, which we are still in the family of Petit allegro, if you remember from Ballet 1, we discussed the 3 different families of Petit allegro. The first was the springing from one leg to the other. Bum, bum. We also discussed the families in which the jumps are pushing from both legs or from one leg, as we just did in changement. The third and the final of the Petit allegro series are the jumps that brush. Now, teachers, the best place to practice these types of jumps is to take the students back to the bar. We're going to imagine that I am right in front of my bar. I'm going to take and hold on to the bar. Now, in Petit jeté, we need to start in demi-plie. From demi-plie, you're going to brush this leg up into the air. Now, I'm going to close back in 5th so I can get my momentum to push off the bar. Brush, land, close. Let's see that again. Demi-plie, which is our preparation. You're going to use the back leg. You're going to brush and close 5th. Our next brushing step is called assemblée. Teachers, once again, take your students back to the bar. We'll prepare 5 and 6 and 7. Place the hands on the bar. Now remember, assemblée means to assemble the legs in the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our demi-plie. Remember, without a demi-plie, there isn't going to be a jump. We must demi-plie in order for our legs to push into the air so that we can fly. Now, from here, we take a demi-plie. We use the same element as in Petit jeté, using the brushing action, and we're going to leap up into the air and land. Watch that again. Plie, brush, and land. Now, teachers, it's very important to first develop the dancer's leg muscles. So we have two versions of my exercise. We are first going to do it with the arms held in bras. Here we go. Plie, sisson, sisson. Jeté, jeté. Coupé, ballonné, pas de chat, pas de bourrée. That's the first part. The second part of the exercise is as follows. Sisson, sisson. Jeté, jeté. Tombé, pas de bourrée. Glissade, pas de chat. Finish. Before we continue with our Petit allegro with the porte-bras, let's talk a little bit about sisson. Sisson has two different versions. Sisson fermé, which is the version that we are using. Fermé means to close. Sisson fermé is as follows. You demi-plie, you're still going to push off 2 feet, you're still going to land on one leg, close, close. Now, for the second version, sisson ouvert, you're going to need to do the same exact thing. You're going to plie, except you're going to delay the closing of the second leg as follows. Close, close. Now we're going to take our Petit allegro version number 2. We will demonstrate it with music, and we're going to add the porte-bras with our exercise. Now remember, teachers, your students will demonstrate and do their exercises for strength and for stamina to the right and to the left. But before we begin, let's make sure that our dancers are going to do the following things. Make sure that they're going to push off both legs in the sisson. Make sure that they're going to brush for petit jeté, and make sure that they're going to go up, up on the pas de chat. Now, teachers, remember we discussed assemblée, where the legs assemble together in the air? Well, guess what? In your next lesson, you get to substitute the petit jeté with assemblée, and it works just as well. Here we go. The next part of class is the most exciting part of class, grand allegro. Grand allegro, of course, means big jumps. Now, in big jumps, we have leaps, we have pas de chats, we have lots of things that we want to use. We should use, teachers, the steps that we have been using in class. Therefore, in this next combination, we're going to kind of put together almost all the steps that we have been doing up to now. The combination will start as follows. Now, the first step that we will do will be a jump in first arabesque. Then we will take a jump in retiré, a jump in arabesque, a jump in retiré, then we tombe, pas de bourrée, glissade. Now that glissade is going to glide off the floor into a pas de chat. Now the next part of the combination will be the balancés traveling backwards. Some runs to the same diagonal we started, then a beautiful piqué to fifth position. And balancé, 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 run, piqué to fifth. The next section, we have balancé, balancé, tombe, pas de bourrée, double pirouette, and balance, balance. Now we're going to on to the last part. Tombe, barre, glissade, saut. Now, before we continue with our grand allegro and dance it with music, one pointer about the saut, which is a leap that is led by a développé.
Teachers, for additional intermediate level exercises in Adagio and turn, take a look at Allegro Lillard's Adagio and turn combinations for ballet class. Allegro's beautiful style and elegant exercises are an inspiration. Call Cathy Roe Productions at 1-800-800-5437 and ask for Allegro Lillard's Adagio and turn combinations for intermediate ballet class.
What's happening, everybody?
Now the Nutcracker is fun, funky, psychedelic, mysterious, and exquisite. Cathy Roe's Nutcracker Ballet, All Jazzed Up, is now available, and your students can now perform this unique and innovative production. Welcome to my Nutcracker Ballet, All Jazzed Up, the first video series of its kind where you'll get a full production's worth of choreography along with an originally orchestrated score and all the costume ideas you're going to need to dazzle your audiences and delight your students. This version of the Nutcracker is so different and so much fun because along with me, Cathy Roe, my guest choreographers, Adagio and Ron Stewart, are going to transform this magical old tale to include styles of jazz, modern, tap, comedic, and even theatrical dance. This way, all of the classes at your studio, from jazz to tap to ballet, can all take part now in this holiday favorite. It will be very easy for you and your students to learn because all the material is taught slowly and from the back. You'll see all the dances performed at the studio stage or live in a theater. All of the amazing costumes are by curtain call, and most have been specially designed for this production. So get ready to pack the house and have a ball with this classic, original Nutcracker, All Jazzed Up. To order the entire package, which includes 4 90-minute videotapes plus the soundtrack on CD, call Cathy Roe Productions at 1-800-800-5437.